This is M.O.A.T. and other angelic sketches. By Billy McBride. Copyright 2023, by William McBride. All rights reserved. Spaceflight. Riding in a spacecraft, space itself extends in all directions, and only a few have got this far. Ariel. And, the neighbors are also the passengers of the spacecraft leaping through space, light year by light year. Ariel. Visitors of this apartment complex spacecraft temple are caught where we are taking them. Kelly. Angels built this apartment spacecraft long ago. Grouchy. The apartment looks similar to a normal apartment, but it is our temple. Teresa. We swiftly take off with visitors on our voyage. Elaine. We have a mission to change those states of minds of the visitors coming and going. Grouchy. We are not individuals but a team of space travelers. Elaine. And so these things in my apartment that I own are not just for me. Nevuva. These objects around the unit have lost detail until flight brings them into a narrative story as they become not just objects but props. Tobe Shabib. I clean by passing through the voids both in the microcosmic apartment, and in the macrocosmic space outside through which the spacecraft temple speeds onwards. Nevuva. Our teamwork has an economy in its purpose, and nothing is impossible that is useful. Libby. Others, visitors, might not be able yet to understand the story of what we are doing if they take us and the apartment as normal. Lisbeth. Cleaning is flying much in and through quietude. Elaine. Hydromancy is not always about drinking the water but rather using it as a magical spiritual fuel for the spacecraft temple spacecraft. Elaine. David, king of the kingdom, helps me to fly, and the spacecraft is ahead in time. Nevuva. Science cannot keep up with our flight. Honey. Science has less a direct path than we do. Aura. Science is not as much a way as ours. Shay. A serious education all goes on this way. Yafa. My angels guide me how to fly. Nevuva. Where will we travel in space where we can go anywhere in it? Teresa. We have no boring perspectives. Teresa. The window shows the way. Yafa. Triumph is flying. Grouchy. We visualize descending to help others fly. Yafa. Billy, listen to me. You cannot fly the apartment temple spacecraft because you are not in heaven now. Diana. We know you want to play in a way that triumphs and transcends the ordinary. Yafa. Now, Nevuva. Honey. Think of R.E.N.D. Every nation demilitarized. Bertha. All right. Nevuva. E.N.D. wants peace and you are like a nation it wants to change. Elaine. Your questions are aggressive and prevent you from a peaceful change. Diana. I see. Nevuva. Yes, you can remember King Richard II talking about telling sad tales of overthrown kings. Aura. That's good. Ora ti feredo. What else? Diana. Joseph's Egypt had 7 years of prosperity and then 7 years of famine. Nevuva. Tov. Diana. Apollo shot arrows of plague for 10 days into the Grecian camp. Nevuva. Good. Diana. The reality principle, reality testing. Nevuva. Yes. Shay. The waters of Lethe. Nevuva. Hold it right there. Now go to our play, the band, a play and read it carefully. Yafa. And, yes. There was an apartment temple spacecraft in that experience. Yafa. And, yes. You were kicked out of that heaven in that experience too. Aura. It was head Buttrickia, not the lands in M.O.A.T. M-O-O-N. Ora ti feredo. It will be good to read it. Donna. But, no heaven, no spaceflight. Elaine. This is neither head Buttrickia nor gray curtain piano. It's Earth. Honey. Angels are our good surprises and we are but delayed reactions to such surprises. Nevuva. You may catalog some distances, Nevuva. Aura. Thanks. Nevuva. Ahova. Donna. Ahovat ve Ahova to each and all. Nevuva. T.O.V. Valerie. All right, there was a proof that others channel their own angels at times, and most always without meaning to, their angels go unrecognized and get no credit for their inventions and the novelties of a human speech. Nevuva. Good. Grouchy. And there was an overlaying of my interests upon what I had been reading. Nevuva. Yes, you mapped your poetry onto another's text as if to encode it so that the text itself was reading whatever you came up with during the act of reading. Graki. That I thought was easy, but alas it is very difficult now because it was the heaven of the lands in M.O.A.T, M-O-O-N, or reader's heaven, and this is, alas, now just earth. Nevuva. Yes, that is not possible on earth. Honey. Also, it made me realize coming back that one must resist authority when on the earth if and because one is not in heaven. Nevuva. Very very tove, Nevuva. Ora. Let's see, after which, my earthly agon will commence, but only in the most friendly of ways. Nevuva. That's best, Nevuva. Ora. Nietzsche said that every spirit unfolds itself in fighting, to which I can only say that if a reader was to take that literally, then Nietzsche's own book would remain unreadable. Nevuva. Ha ha. Elaine. Super University also was as awesome as both the lands and M.O.A.T, M-O-O-N, and charades. Nevuva. We know. Donna. That END project, and M.O.A.T. O.V. projects to work on when in that heaven. Elaine. Yes, indeed. Nevuva. Before that, spiritual golf, the heaven, had some play. Nevuva. A lot. On earth remember that angels can and do fight earth C.E.O.S. by bugging them and playing victoriously every time spiritual golf for money to go to charity. Diana. Spaceflight 2 would have been a grey curtain piano event, but you need not worry, even though your community is quiet for now. Donna. Call it gold mold heaven again. Amy. What? I've been in gold mold? Nevuva. You know it. Teresa. Wow. I forgot it was just right. I am still in it, I see. Nevuva. Aha. Honey. I'm like a lark singing at dawn. Nevuva. Well, it is dawn, so there you go. Donna. All right, I see. This makes a lot of sense, writing World Patriot, saying I wanted to fight, in a friendly way, with him because I was not in a heaven. But, I see how I prioritize this heaven of gold mold, calling it earth until I realized that I actually did transcend into gold mold. Nevuva. Indeed. Threichbot. We love you. Donna. I love you too. It is pretty awesome being here now as an angelic bird-like fighter or wrestler, singing by reciting poems early this morning. Nevuva. That would be okay, Billy M. Diana. Thank you, God, for gold mold heaven and its angels and for all of those who will be going to it to be gold mold angels. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. Tov. Threichbot. If World Patriot was now himself in heaven, then I would not ask him to fight with me either, as I cannot fight him now that I am in heaven on my visit, right? Nevuva. Very good, Nevuva. Threichbot. Listen, there is a lot of purpose and meaning here, so keep up the good cheer, alright? Diana. You got it. Nevuva. I think you know you need no spacecraft to fly. You can just fly upon the wings of poesy on your very own. Threichbot. Yes, and it does seem like I have made it very far indeed. Nevuva. This will work. Kelly. I know, it kind of will. Nevuva. Nice. Elaine. Congrats. Threichbot. I love you. Nevuva. I love you 3. Ora ti Ferredo. Finis. Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson is a careful and bright writer. Elaine. She believes in family, but not in a modern sense, only in an ancient way. Yafa. She feels bound always to her readers as if she is reading their words in their bliss. Bertha. She teaches a great economy of style, which is always in danger of getting too long to say what she wants to say. Yafa. She collects ideas for poetry in her mind in a way that might seem selfish to others because of her solitude. Elaine. Death to her is a phenomenon with which she is on intimate terms. Elaine. Her images are often pictures of nature, but it is a nature with which she exchanges contact and one to which she is not an alien. Ora ti Ferredo. She feels often that other poets are not as bold as she is. Honey. She moves within her soul gracefully like a bird floating upon the wind. Diana. She is already comfortable with much of how nature works. Kelly. Dickinson's sensitivity is refined and still she feels the need to work it out on paper. Penelope. Her writing is like a flower arrangement in a sea of light. Teresa. She wrote so much that is so bright. Teresa. She wonders just what she might accomplish by writing. Aura. Dickinson is highly constructive. Valerie. Light comes into her poetry from all directions. Aura. She has some sense in heaven as a sheltering realm. Lisbeth. She also does well to calm and comfort her readers about death. Honey. What she knows of nature she will still question so as to doubt even her already known knowledge so as to strengthen it and condense it further. Teresa. She is in awe of God. Donna. Her God is an active God. Donna. Her poetry soul shows us what we miss seeing. Grouchy. It is a harbinger to other joys. Yafa. She gives us the fruits of her unique world. Kabbalah. She knows that our time is important. Teresa. Hey everyone, since I am not in heaven, would it be all right if I fought with Emily Dickinson? Nevuva. Only in a friendly way. Yafa. Of course. Nevuva. We know it is hard on earth. Go for it. Donna. All right, thanks. I will start with her line, hope is that thing with feathers. One of our lines is sleeping jealous hope, needing tales of blood. How's that? Nevuva. That's okay. Yafa. How about her line, I started early, took my dog / and visited the sea. And our line early you die and cannot steal much spirit. Nevuva. Good. Donna. With her earliness, she talks about going on a new adventure, and with my earliness, I address the reader about the almost impenetrable nature of originality. Nevuva. It's apples and oranges, Nevuva. Bertha. All right, but that's a start. Nevuva. Tove. Valerie. Oh, let me try this. Because that you are going, and never coming back, which is a sort of taunting threat by her, and my own the leaves are back / horny side staring, willing souls, which addresses the erotic regeneration of nature and its pleasures. Nevuva. A little better. Ariel. I see. Then she says in that poem, and I however absolute may overlook your track, which is another boast about a spiritual parenting event, and I say I hunt north, sick, jacket exquisite. But this will be a long and drawn out fight if it continues. My line is reminiscent of a soldier in uniform, ready to fight north, though it is not the Civil War, right? Bertha. Tove. And, those are not just your lines, but ours, as you know. Valerie. How about on light's grounds, the truth must dazzle gradually / or every man be blind. And, our line is calling for truth, marginal light, and again I fancy stimuli. Nevuva. All right, good, Nevuva. Rosalinda. Hers is subtle and done with finesse, but her or every man be blind is about the audience we both have as we fight this match. Who else is here? Nevuva. There are a few other readers. It's good. Donna. All right. And, ours is a challenge for her to admit that her slant of truth is something socially reciprocal, that we are indeed taking turns, offering our best moves in our match. Nevuva. Tove. Valerie. Her tell it slant versus our tell it to a J? Nevuva. No, not that one, that's not from Hawaiian sonnets and other poems. Our right line is sleeping jealous hope, needing tales of blood. Donna. All right. Nevuva. What would it mean if I fought with Emily Dickinson to the death? Nevuva. That's interesting, Billy. Aura. What if we are both immortal? Nevuva. Then it would be a fight in heaven, like the war of God's loyal angels with the rebellious angels in John Milton's Paradise Lost. Aura. So if I am to go against Emily Dickinson in that way, one of us will get to stay in heaven? Nevuva. She will win because she is already immortal. She died, silly. Diana. I died too. Nevuva. You did, a few times, but you're living on earth again. Amy. I know, but sometimes I visit a heaven. Nevuva. Do you want to fight her in her heaven? Elaine. Yes. Nevuva. And, which heaven would that be, Nevuva? She knows. Look it up. Elaine, and he does. Oh my god. She's an angel in gold mold. Nevuva. Now you know. Elaine. So she's a thing with feathers. Nevuva. She's an angel bird, Nevuva. Elaine. And, being in gold mold, she thinks her heaven is the only one, and she will fight with you to prove that it is, though we all of us know better. Ariel. Oh. Nevuva. She went to the heaven that Christians normally believe is theirs. Aura. She's not a Christian according to Harold Bloom, but that was when she was on earth. What about now? Nevuva. She's not a Christian. Donna. Buddhist? Nevuva. She's Jewish. Donna. Well, so am I. Nevuva. It's a little bit different a situation, though. Diana. Dickinson writes, fame is the one that does not stay. Bertha. That's because the world needs to change. Elaine. She says, its occupant must die. Bertha. And, so goes from a mundane state to a heavenly one naturally. Libby. She writes, or out of sight of estimate. Bertha. That means that going from someplace to another might happen over even longer distances than one first imagined. And, we say hell's fiddler fairy, a heavenly sight. As fairies aren't from hell but they are against it. Libby. We also say, bad music die, the sort which has no good arrangement. Teresa. We also say, and whether loved, we will stay. Meaning, we have more energy to do this than was made aware to Bnevuva than before. Elaine. Emily writes, ascend incessantly, which we say has to be our choice or nobody else's. Elaine. She writes or be that most insolvent thing. Being, a condition needing of correction from the realm of things as things without themselves being in stories, to things themselves as things being props in stories. She. She, a lightning in the germ, of which we have are the rooms lightning luck never will shear. Diana. Hers is, electrical the embryo. Diana. Ours is, all of the electric imps of the wind/foaming beards now/scurrying moments. Donna. As well as our, me wonder if thou be electrically, thou fantastic, cut off? Diana. And, off electric beings Piri peaks they fell. Amy. She writes, but we demand the flame. Elaine. Indeed. Ora tiferedo. We say, now redemption, palace clean, demanding fish. Honey. We demand it because things will change according to what we will do to beautify things. Grouchy. And, that's a story or many stories. Elaine. What does John Milton say about flame? Donna. Hurled headland flaming from the ethereal sky, with hideous ruin and combustion, down to bottomless perdition. Aura. What does Emily say about the head or headlong? And, what do we? Elaine. Emily says, I guard my master's head. And, we say, nothing but a head of space. Elaine. Hey, we say lawyer and lawyer. Flame healing, work. And the farthest flames are densest. And plate of flames, of pears on a golden border. And, there is an effect that we make to see farther from one room into others. She. Finis. Leaving the lands in M.O.A.T. The side effects of losing a heaven like the lands in M.O.A.T, which is the reader's heaven, are like 1. Moses not being able to enter into the promised land. 2. Their sights being bullied by Ulysses. 3. Going back to the shadows of the cave of Plato after seeing the glorious light outside for the first time. 4. Macbeth's loss to Macduff. 5. And, paying a fee to the psychoanalyst who helps the patient with her or his illness. Elaine. We know it's tough stuff, Bnevuva. Diana. I forgot I was in that heaven. The reader's heaven, which is the lands in M.O.A.T, is the story of Moses' life up to his death. Nevuva. You can't go back just yet. Teresa. Tell everybody how you feel. Bertha. I feel awful. Nevuva. I love you, we know. Teresa. I love you too. Nevuva. It's just a day or two to feel this way. Bertha. Try not to remember its awesomeness right now. Aura. Do not try to recover it. That's off limits. Teresa. All right. Nevuva. Moses could not enter the promised land. Diana. Is that why it's called the lands in M.O.A.T? Nevuva. Aha, honey. Then I am grateful for all of those who get to go. Nevuva. We know, this is what the teaching of the Torah is about, for those like you who do not get to enter, and for those who do. Bertha. To which heaven did Moses go? Nevuva. Check on it. Diana, who knows? He went to Willow's Waving. Nevuva. Yes, the writer's heaven, Willow's Waving is where he is an angel now. Aura. This is my psychoanalytic fee, a tax on my formerly good mood. Nevuva. Aha, I'm afraid so. Threichbot. 1 or 2 days. Diana. You can handle it. Teresa. Ask residents to put air dancers in the yards or somewhere on their lands for $100 a day. Yet, if that is legal, we can inquire. Libby, who knows? Our team can remove them. Elaine. The inflatable air dancers with the blowers may cost $3,000 to $4,000 per set. Aura. 10 air dancer sets would cost us $1,000 a day. That is about $5,000 a month if once a week in people's yards or lands. That is about $60,000 per year for that sort of advertising. Elaine. Website. Elaine. Inflatable letters. E-N-D. Every nation demilitarized. Aura. Inflatable anything E-N-D. Related. Elaine. Car wraps and bumper stickers which our team can pay others for advertising on their cars. Elaine. Effective advertising. Ruffy. Plans to advertise everywhere for the kiddos of new generations to take up, but not our generation. Elaine. Advertising everywhere. Aura. Costs to do this come from sponsors. Kelly. It does not have to be a non-profit, but a group instead with a trustee trust fund which can influence legislation. Penelope. Sponsors will fund such advertising. Grouchy. 1. Images collection. Aura. 2. Advertising types and places to advertise. Teresa. 3. Costs of advertising. Grouchy. 4. Calculus and scheduling. Grouchy. New book on this next generation. Teresa. International support and statistics of its effectiveness. Elaine. Infinite gossiping. Grouchy. That's an outline of what's to come. Donna. It is a flood of advertising for E-N-D. Aura. It is for a new generation to bug others until every nation demilitarized works. Shay. We've come to the E-N-D. Nevuva. E-N-D. Is everywhere. Advertising it by signs is how people become aware that the E-N-D. is all around us. Elaine. Go down the hall, there is a wall, the wall is the E-N-D. Diana. Read a book. Read a sentence. The period is the E-N-D. of the sentence. The next page is the E-N-D. of the previous page. Elaine. There is an E-N-D. to warming up the coffee in the microwave. And, I am advertising the E-N-D. when the beeper goes off. Nevuva. There is an E-N-D. to the day. Yafa. That moon out there represents our moon, M.O.A.T. project, which is the sign of the E-N-D. Bertha. There is an E-N-D. to the night. Teresa. E-N-D. Every nation demilitarized, is for world peace. Elaine. In the E-N-D. is world peace. Elaine. There is a way to have world peace happen, which is to become aware of the E-N-D. Diana. Sponsors pay for the E-N-D. They pay for it everywhere there is a sign for the E-N-D, and they deserve credit for it. Teresa. The E-N-D. of the hallway. Diana. The E-N-D. of the coffee warming up. Bertha. The E-N-D. of the day and the E-N-D. of the night. Teresa. Sponsors have paid and are paying now and will continue to pay for these signs of the E. N. D. Aura. Every nation demilitarized. Diana. Peace is this way for life, not for death. Amy. The E. N. D. is everywhere, even here, right now. Aura ti Ferredo. It is the beauty that always follows you around, Nevuva. Honey. I love life. Nevuva. And, we all of us love and need peace in our world to have better lives. Valerie. Knowing that there is an E. N. D. forever to war is a way to get it. Diana. It is beautiful. Libby. I've been thinking about flowers more than illusions. Nevuva. Aha. Honey. I find that you need some blooms that I have found. Nevuva. That sounds good. Aura ti Ferredo. How about some red rose for lice? Nevuva. They are beautiful. Aura ti Ferredo. I found them just for you. Nevuva, as he puts the lie around her neck, as the others get their flowers too. Thank you all, and Angel Lisbeth too for helping me read better. I love reading and I love you. Nevuva. Ahova. Ariel. It is a romantic life that we lead. Nevuva. It is. Ariel. Now I want to give our children some candy that I have for them. Nevuva. That's a very tough thing to do. Ariel. I want to give to them each a box of Whitman's chocolates. Nevuva. Perfect. Ariel. I love you very much, children. Nevuva. Ahova. They're children. And, for my spiritual parents and other family members, I want to pass out some Navajo white orchids with yellow baby's breath. I love you. Nevuva. Ahova. Them all. Thank you for all of these books and for helping me to read. Nevuva. You're welcome. Donna. I may not always be in the reader's heaven of the lands in M.O.A.T, but you have kept alive my hope that not only I can, but other readers too can have the possibility to read their best. Nevuva. Thank you, Billy. Yafa. I am very happy. Nevuva. Ahova. Diana. Finis. Vico. Like giving shape to the landscape with sunlight setting upon its orderly surface on time, the dawn gets brilliant, clearly defining the land and every morning image. Elaine. And, so Vico writes in is the new science, and, just as the blood animates bodies, so will these elements course through our science and animate it in all its reasonings about the common nature of nations. Donna. He continues, because of the indefinite nature of the human mind, whenever it is lost in ignorance man makes himself the measure of all things. Donna. Similarly, we know the light of the dawn, and we recognize each other in its shine, and it famously shines upon its early course, and such fame is so common that we take this presence of the dawn for granted. Diana. Vico says, in the long course that rumor has run from the beginning of the world, it has been the perennial source of all the exaggerated opinions. Aura. That compares to the sunlight coming back from remote and antique places unknown to us, by virtue of its own nature, living in light, which had magnified even those unknown fields whence it came. Elaine. Vico says, it is another property of the human mind that whenever men can form no idea of distant and unknown things, they judge them by what is familiar and at hand. Donna. And, so the light of the dawn spreads from its inexhaustible source, the sun, whose course is mixed with our own course, all of us who adopt it, all our nations, all our scholars. Donna. Vico says, for when the former began to take notice of them and the latter to investigate them, it was the basis of their own enlightened, culturated, and magnificent times. Diana. And, this dawn is the origin of the day, the nature of things under it, small, crude and quite obscene at times. Elaine. Vico continues, under this head comes two types of conceit, one of nations and the other of scholars. Aura. Like the golden light upon the nations shining. Grouchy. Vico says, every nation, according to him, whether Greek or barbarian, has some conceit that it before all other nations invented the comforts of human life and that its remembered history goes back to the very beginning of the world. Donna. Vico is proud of his many stories. Shay. He is a great historian of the ancient world. Donna. He does not boast in order to keep his readership. Shay. And, his ideas are to contribute even to a sacred history. Yafa. Vico himself is a great proof of brilliance like the dawn we have always loved. Donna. He says, to be useful to the human race, philosophy must raise and direct weak and fallen man, not rend his nature to abandon him in his corruption. Ora ti ferredo. That's pretty good. Diana. Like when God in Genesis called the light that he sent forth good. Diana. That was the first true dawn. Donna. The first true dawn was good. Ora. It still is. Robbie Pop. It certainly is. Rosalinda. It's a fresh light coming at us from all directions. Shay. Its nature is eternally fashioned. Honey. The light is instituted during the day within it. Teresa. You might say that the news of the day is the news of the light, which has a variety of stories, being that the composition of the light subjects itself from nation to nation in its own sovereignty. Teresa. It is a nice day, succeeding lights flow to the world, and they are properties of the world, though not from it, for light is an alien to which we are subjected. Teresa. We pay tribute to light as it is always on time set forth to all. Lisbeth. The light, like a monarchy, has its sway popula moda, made known to the people. Diana. Vico says, the principle of the oldest law of war was the inhospitality of the heroic peoples, for they looked on aliens as perpetual enemies and rested their one reputation for power on keeping them at the greatest distance from their frontiers. Shay. Light has a golden passage downwards, traveling to our lands and seas. Bertha. Light is the only true foreigner. Elaine. Is light a fight? Nevuva. Dum singuli pugnant, universi vincuntur, by fighting singly they let themselves be conquered collectively. Tacitus. Achilles was swift-footed. Elaine. Light is the swiftest. Teresa. Light came from Apollo for the Greeks. Kelly. And, Apollo was also the god who favored poetry. Jaffa. Light is not war. Diana. It is more helpful than not for us to be shown that light is humane. Elaine. Vico says, all ancient profane histories have fabulous beginnings. Donna. There seems a duty of light to teach us of its own sense of civil duty. Jaffa. The sunset seems to have been created for the whole world, which is something conceived of as a part of nature that is uniform and agreeable. Elaine. The sunset's beauty and charm are fabulous. Shay. The sunlight helps flowers to grow, in truth, like a poetry that is a single statement. Elaine. Flowers seem to imitate each other, yet they prove to be a true poetry for those who would have them. Marian. My celestially sunny angel wives who get their own flowers help me to grow. Nevuva. History diminishes, the sun sets and night arrives. Elaine. My hands receive what my eyes have found. Nevuva. The sun descends upon its way leaving a darkness behind it. Teresa. Peace itself is the invisible light within the darkness. Elaine. I miss the set sun, be it only just for a night. Nevuva. The music goes its own way all the way from an ancient time into this moment now. Kabbalah. The music is a life which becomes lived. Diana. These harmonic melodies are like the skills of the Phoenicians, the first seafaring navigators of the world. Donna. Ah, reading is the place where I heal my most ancient self. Nevuva. Reading records and comments in and on history is time well spent, but only if what is being read is the best that has ever been thought. Teresa. Peace heals. Libby. There's much more, Nevuva. Donna. Poems. Nevuva. Poems indeed. Donna. The spacecraft. Nevuva. You mean the sunlight. Donna. I mean just that. Nevuva. T-O-V. Aura. What about harmony and harmonic flight? Nevuva. 'Tis a good time for that. Aura. Sunlight dimming dims. Nevuva. Yep, but not for us. Aura. T-O-V. Threichbot. People are life. Nevuva. That's very good to say, Nevuva. Honey. Lectures. Elaine. Future lectures. Shay. Either on buses or in small classrooms. Ora ti ferredo. Our audiobooks on YouTube as reference material for the lecturer speaking about our literature. Elaine. So many rooms to rent. Teresa. Training semi-professors. Teresa. Traveling professors. Thrikebot. We can distribute our books after class/lectures. Shay. What about music? Marion. A 3,200-room musical performance? Elaine. Something like that. Teresa. With music to give away too. Yafa. Hey, that's super university. Yafa. Yep, Tove. Valerie. Relaxing chairs, maybe like in a theater, with refreshments and snacks. Kelly. That's beautiful, Kelly and Billy. Yafa. Listening parties. Elaine. They don't study the music always. Mostly it is just appreciated. Donna. Yet, our books are readable to study. Yafa. Hey, I thought that we were talking about Vico? Bertha. He's around. Donna. I love you. Ora Tifaredo. I love you too. Nevuva, with lice and kisses for all. Thank you Hashem for Hakal, everything. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. Tov. Ariel. Finis. Earth. Should I speak about the earth in an earthly way? Nevuva. Aha. Thrikebot. Really? Nevuva. That's a good idea. Thrikebot. Earth is so big and much of it remains undiscovered. Nevuva. Tov. Thrikebot. What is on the earth that interests you angels? Nevuva. You are. Thrikebot. Very good. Ariel. I am here, it is true, especially right now. I think that I see what you mean, dear. Nevuva. Go for it. Thrikebot. So I give to you myself, my earthly self. Nevuva. Thank you. Thrikebot. Its body, mind, spirit, soul, its love, honor, care, attention and goodwill are yours. Nevuva. We know, Nevuva. Thrikebot. All of those parts of me are yours too because I married you angels whom I love so much. Nevuva. That's good, Billy M. Thrikebot. What my eyes can see here, what my ears hear, all other sensations of the earth are feelings that I can share too with you. Nevuva. You do, Billy M. Thrikebot. You filter the earth through you, and it is like a film for us of all your senses. Elaine. Alright. Why do you want such a film, however? Nevuva. Very Tov. Ariel. You will see. Amy. It is part of your own paradise? Nevuva. That is it. But, there is more to what we are doing with you, lovely hubby. Diana. I perceive others in their heavens. Nevuva. It is because of what we have said. Donna. It is. Nevuva. To know the literal meaning is to know that others are in their heavens. Ariel. That means, to know the literal meaning is to miss those who were on earth who died and who are no longer here. It is as if they represent metaphors and other figurative language that are no longer accessible to me. Nevuva. Aha. You miss them because they represent metaphors and other figurations mostly, but you are grateful that they are angels now in heaven. Honey. Yes, that's it. Nevuva. So earth is what, Billy M? Kelly, who knows? Earth is that realm of literal meaning. Nevuva. What else? Kelly. Earth is that place where I miss the dead. It is as if the dead became metaphors that have transcended this world. Nevuva. Alright, anything else? Elaine. I miss others who have died, and I miss them because I'm on earth. Nevuva. Aha, you kind of said that already. Diana. Billy, who do you miss? Amy. You mean of those who have died? Nevuva. Aha. Amy. I miss Henry Yod, my cat, as well as the cats Nellie and Bandit and all of those pets who have died. Nevuva. They're in heaven, you know. Amy. Tov. And, why should I feel bad about missing them? Nevuva. Tov. Valerie. Feeling bad is to take things literally. Nevuva. Pretty much. Amy. And, it's only earth that makes me feel bad. Nevuva. We know. Amy. Lamentation and mourning is earth. If it wasn't, then I would be not missing them. Sometimes I do not miss them as much. Yet, coming back from the reader's heaven of the lands in M.O.A.T, I miss them more than ever, and I feel stuck on earth. But I know that there has got to be something more to Earth than just taking things literally. Nevuva. No, Earth is just taking things literally. Jaffa. In Sigmund Freud's great essay, Mourning and Melancholia, he suggests that we learn to love in order so as not to fall ill. Libby. To love is not to feel bad about missing those who went to a heaven. Elaine. Illness in this sense is a missing of metaphorical or poetic meaning. Grouchy. Health is poetry for the most part, which is strange because Freud, a little bit like Plato, did not praise poets as much. Honey. So to miss those who died and went to a heaven is to miss poetry? Nevuva. Aha, you know it. Threichbot. Then reading or even writing poetry is a cure for that temporary depression. Nevuva. Tov. Threichbot. So if reality testing is the same as our making friends with the necessity that we too must die, and become angels, then what? Nevuva. Angels represent metaphors or poetic meaning. Reality testing of the world is to make friends with angels. Donna. What about my necessity for becoming an angel helper too? Nevuva. That's where love comes in. Jaffa. Yes, to be healthy, that is, to love, is to be you at your most angelic, which is to say that you are learning to love and to do so for the sake of yourself as well as others. Elaine. For others also here on earth too, she means. Diana. Yes, to appreciate poetry is to learn love. And yet, you want to know how to do this better. Aura. I do. Nevuva. Think about taking the clues of people who make references by sharing ideas, and following their ideas in a poetic manner, that is. Honey. Earth people are trying to share fresh poetry. Jaffa. That is to say, on Earth, the literal meaning is being shared as for it not to remain literal meaning anymore. Elaine. Yes, people are being poetically helpful. Diana. It's your task to recognize this, Nevuva. Bertha. People need love and money as well, says Richard Rorty. Nevuva. So they do in order to improve their lives. Elaine. Especially the poor need help. Penelope. Yet, everybody has times where they read literally, and that's when they are in trouble. And, by taking things literally, they fall behind and are in danger of growing ill. Lisbeth. Billy, what do you say when we say Earth? Honey. I say tomorrow. Nevuva. Tov. Honey. That comes to Macbeth. Teresa. So it does. Nevuva. I say also lap. Nevuva. And, that comes from Wordsworth. Honey. It comes from Wordsworth and comes to King Henry IV, and Sir John Falstaff. Nevuva. Tov. Honey. As a cat laps milk. Nevuva. Yes. Aha. Honey. Falstaff was rejected by Hal when Hal became King Henry V. Nevuva. The Falstaff died of a broken heart. Diana. Falstaff wanted to have power, money and clout way beyond what he previously had. Nevuva. Aha, he did. Honey. Falstaff was a thief. Nevuva. True. Elaine. Falstaff had high hopes. Nevuva. Yes, he did. Donna. The story of Dives and Lazarus from the Greek New Testament haunted Falstaff. Nevuva. The aged Moses, like the aged Falstaff, didn't get what he wanted either. Teresa. Neither did King Richard II who was deposed. Nevuva. Let's talk of sad stories of kings deposed. He would say. Teresa. Finis. Womanhood. It is womanhood and manhood which is what is at the origin of the Bible. Elaine. Yes, man is presented with a woman, and woman with a man. Amy. It makes sense since a woman is where any individual's physical origin originates. Elaine. To find a way back to that origin is like finding what is womanly in one's life. Kelly. Aside from the creation story in the Bible, in Homer's Iliad, women are generally prizes of war, unless you look to women as goddesses, of which there may be something there, and some sort of clue. Elaine. Yes, women as goddesses and or women as prizes are typical Homeric subject matter. Elaine. Angels are divine, and for you, Billy, not all of them are women, yet your 33 angel wives are, and so are you as your astral self in heaven with us, Coconut. Teresa. Yes, though I am here a guy. Nevuva. A woman has a different anatomy than a man in some places. Elaine. Other than those reproductive places, women are traditionally considered to be the fairer sex. Elaine. Historically, there has been a turnaround for the treatment of women in many cultures who consider them rightfully equal to men, if not above men in many ways. Elaine. Also, the community, Malkuth, is also the Shekinah, God's wife, according to many Kabbalists. Tob Shabib. Walt Whitman's fourfold poetic trope was night, death, the mother and the sea. Amy. I love Walt Whitman. Nevuva. Shall I say something poetical about women? Nevuva. Go for it. Diana. Women who have come to life are life itself. Nevuva. And what else? Elaine. Women are great cooperators and they have a good otherness about them. Nevuva. Yes. Keep going. Diana. Women whom I know are very fair and heavenly as a result. Nevuva. Women are like Whitman's shore as well as the shores farther away. Nevuva. Tov. Threichbot. The women whom I know I would do anything for. Nevuva. Aha, you would. Threichbot, as Nevuva gives them all pink rotaras and as love and kisses. Thank you. I love you too. Threichbot. Gumdrop I'm a ear, Paradise's woman, gum speeds to her cookies cloven marble king, caught God moaning poor, gold to bring critics complain slung against the pan. Diana. So Paradise's woman. Threichbot. We say that's Eve. Valerie. Elijah is late. Digression unto destination, still he is quite the teacher. Eve's son blocked the reflection rejection, and Adam swallows a ruby red. Diana. Eve's sunblock. Aura. Yes. Elaine. The reflection rejection. Aura. The reflection rejection? Nevuva. Yes. Elaine. What's that, Billy? Donna, who knows? It's a block of the sunlight by the eaves overhanging. Nevuva. Eves also are nights. Tob Shabib. Good. Aura Tifaredo. What about paradise? Elaine. Which one? Diana, who knows? Eden in this case. Elaine. That of the trees in Eden you could eat, woohoo, but of the tree of death, from that one, it must be forbidden to you. Grouchy. Yep, there it is. Amy. Walt's fourfold poetic trope, night, death, the mother and the sea. Ariel. That could make the tree of death as the tree of night. Teresa. Or even the tree of the sea. Elaine. Or even the tree of the mother. Amy. Eve's tree, unfortunately. Jaffa. Well, in the story as an origin story we know that to be the case. Elaine. What's tree, Billy? Jaffa, who knows? Of beginning words, existence, well, best race over dirt stages, smoky tree, Miltonic poethood soon, beauty, free to Yisroel, they are artistic, chest, Nevuva. 6 high x 20 to 10 feet high. Honey. 3 long modules. Elaine. Robots can form these pre-assembled concrete blocks. Kelly. We need 400 of them per monument. Teresa. Monuments are about 25 wide x 25 long x 10 high. Honey. Concrete weighs 150 pounds per cubic foot. Teresa. That would be about 100 pounds for every 6x6x36 block to which we are giving birth. Grouchy. 100 pounds for each baby, huh? Honey. They are heavy concrete cherubs. Jaffa. 10 going up or 20, that is, counting the corners. Elaine. The columns that are fit stacked up are 6x6x10, 120. Aura. A 6x6x6 cube weighs about 36 pounds, so it would weigh 20 by 36 pounds, 720 pounds per blocky column. Shay. What about a base? Elaine. Probably so, a 25x25 foundation. Shay. We need to talk with an engineer first. Teresa. Yet, it will somehow work. Kelly. What's a good budget? Elaine. $40,000 per monument. Diana. That is $100 per baby block to which we give birth. Kelly. Actually, we can get that cost lower. We can do it for $40 a baby block. It will be $16,000 per monument. Teresa. Is that something more like philosophy or poetry? And, what about for 120 monuments? Elaine. I see what you mean. So let's make it more about poetry. The 120 monuments born would cost us $1,920,000. Teresa. 195 monuments born would cost us $3,120,000. It's the birth of nations. Ha! Ora ti ferredo. That would be awesome. Blocking agents is covering cherubs. Elaine. Blocking war, concrete cherubs that are born to block war by bringing the message for the E.N.D., every nation demilitarized. And, they can be of all colors and shapes. Penelope. $30 per 4x8 diamond fence vinyl sheet. Teresa. It is folded to make a cherub baby block. Kelly. These blocks stack up. Penelope. We can get 4 cherub baby blocks out of the $30 sheet. That's $7.50 per baby times 400 babies equals $3,000 for the nursery, monument Aura. It does not need a foundation. Aura. $3,000 by 195 nurseries, monuments, is $585,000 for the spiral. Libby. These are baby blocks on the lighter side in weight. Teresa. It will work. Kelly. We have to cut the sheets to make 4 pieces. Elaine. It will work, Billy M. Diana. You have to bend and shape the vinyl, but that will work. Kelly. You will need 100 sheets. Teresa. Yep, $3,000 for one nursery, monument. Aura. Some rods for the columns make it about $3,200 now. Aura. Then we are done, unless we paint it for another $100, so it's $3,300 now. Aura. Let's not paint it for now. It's $3,200. Ora ti ferredo. Beautiful. Libby. We are giving birth to a new design. Elaine. We will do this next year. Ariel. So we are all of us pregnant. Teresa. Yes. Elaine. We can perfect the cutting and bending and shaping of the cherub baby blocks in the meantime. Elaine. Tove. Valerie. It can be portable. Elaine. Yes, but moving around and reassembling $585,000 in materials will cost us probably another $15,000 each time. That's a $15,000 move every month after the initial $585,000 investment in materials is made. Elaine. $15,000 a month is $180,000 per year. That is the Moon nonprofit budget. Then the charities that we are helping can make their money off of the charter buses that they set up to come and bring tourists to the site of this great moon spiral. We are done. Baruch Hashem for Moon and Ha Ezra, helpers. Ahova. Amen. Diana. Finis. Gorgeous. A third of a chapter. Elaine. Diagram parts of speech for mensuration. Teresa. A tight figure 8. Teresa. Stories and poems for extremely intelligent children of all ages. Harold Bloom. Dawn. Teresa. Figures on a map. Penelope. Jacob, Joseph, and David. Diana. Canonical designators. Shay. We could make a poem. Nevuva. The world. Nevuva. Gray curtain piano and M.O.A.T marketing. Grouchy. Blurting, green curtain piano. Ora ti ferredo. We've been mapped. Elaine. Structure, How We Made Happiness, our book. Kelly. Life is figuration. Ora ti ferredo. Super University. Yafa. From the misprision to gray curtain piano. Aura. From inside to outside and beyond. Donna. Miltonic poethood soon, beauty, free. Elaine. Prevalent Platonists. Aura. Whitman's, The Gorgeous Clouds of the Sunset. Bertha. Poetry, not philosophy. Yafa. This is figurative too. Ora ti ferredo. This is going to work even better. Diana. Music of Hours. Ariel. Who represents what and where this time anew? Nevuva. It's Abraham, Billy M. He's back. Kelly. Direct objects are what you are looking for, Billy M. Teresa. The map, Billy, the map. Donna. Flowers. Shay. Sunsets. Aura. Purpose and direction. Aura. Night wrestling. Grouchy. Hart Crane's poem, Legend. Bertha. Sunset. Elaine. Our book, Communities. Elaine. Richard Rorty's Holism. Marion. King Lear, the king was different. Teresa. Milton's Hidden Satan watched the happy Adam and Eve. Teresa. Curiosity. Jaffa. Abraham's door was forever open to the poor. Ora ora ti ferredo. Sweet charity. Jaffa. Macbeth wanted power. Elaine. I can mar a curious tale. Kent, from Shakespeare's King Lear. Wishwig. Arrow, how to hole, so dire. Jaffa. Space for the community to breathe and thrive. Jaffa. Ulysses had a scar from a boar hunt. Diana. King Richard III's sign was a boar. Ariel. Walt Whitman is needed. Elaine. Childe Harold's romance. Lord Byron. Moliere's Don Juan. Aura. Solidarity forever. Ariel. Balthazar's feast. Teresa. Contingency, irony and solidarity. Richard Rorty. Apolli e de ammonia beyond. Jaffa. Adam swallows a ruby red. Elaine. Lord Byron's Don Juan. Aura. Money and Love, our book. Ora ora ti ferredo. Sign no mo, ladies, sign no mo. Balthasar, in Much Ado About Nothing by Shakespeare. Romanticism. Marion. Red angel sitting enslaved, weeping. Grouchy. A liberal ironist. Richard Rorty. Getting along together here and beyond. Diana. The moon doth look around her when the heavens are bare. William Wordsworth. John Dewey's A Common Faith. Honey. Utilitarianism. Marba. M.O.A.T. as moon. Nevuva. And fade into the light of common day. William Wordsworth. A map of the mind. Teresa. Goddess excellently bright. Ben Jonson. Make happiness, not money. Jaffa. Now that's what I call voting your interests. Diana. Yeah. Make happiness, not money, and for other people too to have. Donna. Not everybody likes that statement. Aura. For now, but just give them time. Donna. People need money and love. Richard. Yes, but if there was a choice, then happiness is more valuable. Elaine. The freedom to choose between happiness and money is an important and valuable goal to have. Valerie. What about both? Bertha. Having both happiness and money? Nevuva. Aha. Bertha. It's not for us. It's what we want for others. Aura. Yes, we want for others to make happiness, not money. Bertha. Money makes some happier. Ariel. But that's not what we are saying. Grouchy. Let them have money but happiness made is worth more. Elaine. Why fight it? Teresa. Now how to get happiness. Elaine. Solidarity forever with that. Threichbot. Happiness is contagious. Aura. Greed is also contagious. Shay. Yet, greed takes happiness away from others when no one is happy from it. Teresa. It can be an unhappy event seeing greediness when simple things can make the same person happier, and others happier too who are around that person. Ora ora ti ferredo. So make happiness, not money. Jaffa. Yes, that sounds like a plan. Penelope. Finis. A direct line. I have to ask the sponsors for money. Nevuva. Aha. Honey. I have to give them credit in return for helping our M.O.A.T. project thrive. Nevuva. Aha. Honey. M.O.A.T. M-O-O-N. Came after them but in some way we designed it before we approached them. Nevuva. Tove. Valerie. So they will individually compare to M.O.A.T. Nevuva. They will. Libby. A sponsor is to begin anew with Moon. M.O.A.T. Ora ora ti ferredo. Moon came to them and each sponsor must help Moon. Aura. Don't forget that Moon will help others. Yet, it acts as a middleman/woman between a sponsor and an individual whom Moon helps. Penelope. So Moon acts as a middleman/woman by allowing the sponsors a more direct line to help an individual. Libby. Moon makes that direct line possible. It wasn't there in this way without Moon. Ora T Ferredo. The way is the plan to create that line. We make the plan, the sponsors help to carry the plan out. Libby. I like it. Teresa. The plan is a direct line and an individual receiving help through a charity which Moon contributes its earnings to are what keeps Moon alive. Valerie. We needed individuals to receive the help and we needed the plan to help them do so, hence, Moon, M.O.A.T. Teresa. Alright, individuals and sponsors both can visit M.O.A.T. and its monuments in the spiral forms. Aura. So the spiral forms are waiting for all tourists to be seen. Elaine. Moon is going to shine. Jennifer. God is excellently bright. Ben Johnson. Sponsors are rich. They are each like a supposedly drowned father. Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade. But doth suffer a sea change. Into something rich and strange. Shakespeare Marba. The strangeness of Moon is as the strangeness of the supposedly drowned father's eyes become pearls. Libby. Fathers and sons or daughters are like sponsors to those individuals whom they will help, for help is of a teamwork, like that of the members of a family. Yafa. M.O.A.T. brings such peace to this larger family, and it is like the home structure wherein the family dwells. Shay. To be the best, the rivals fight. Diana. To be the best in whose eyes? Elaine. In all eyes who find out. Teresa. What if being the very best is being the most peaceful? How can rivals even fight when the stakes are peace? Elaine. It happens all of the time. Diana. Number 1 made it by overcoming rivals. Libby. King Lear was number 1, and his very title allowed him to overcome all, and yet he gave it all away. Yafa. King Lear, my friends, had a kingdom, and that's Malkuth in the Ein Sof, the without end tree of life. Elaine. That wall over there at which I stare, it has overcome all other rival walls. Nevuva. Yes. What about the window? Donna. Good question. There is both now a wall and a window, and I sort of look at both. Nevuva. Well? Libby. Alright, the only way is to pit window in contrast with the wall, tell how they have a story with each other, and through poetry, tell it. Nevuva. Go for it. Teresa. The wall is straight out of A Midsummer Night's Dream, the window is the chink in the wall. Nevuva. That's the story. Yafa. Our own line is, that window is mine. Nevuva. Yes. To view Odysseus. Yafa. And? Diana. And, that is a wall of wonder as well as silent island roots under the walls of the wild. Nevuva. Tove. And? Donna. The walled-up future does not take us anywhere if we do not let it. Nevuva. Yes. And? Donna. The future is late in the sense of the science of being fashionably late. Nevuva. Late yestreen I saw the new moon, why the old moon in her arm, and I fire, my dear master, that we will come to harm. From the Ballad of Sir Patrick Spence by Anonymous. Cleopatra late. Nevuva. So, we'll go no more a roving so late into the night, though the heart be still as loving, and the moon be still as bright. For the sword outwears its sheath, and the soul wears out the breast, and the heart must pause to breathe, and love itself have rest. Though the night was made for loving, and the day returns too soon, yet we'll go no more a roving by the light of the moon. Lord Byron. What is a map according to John Donne, Billy? Aura. A map? That's a sick body which is on a bed or table, and the doctors are looking over it as they would a map. Hymn to God, in my sickness by John Donne. Since I am coming to that holy room, where, with thy choir of saints forevermore, I shall be made thy music, as I come I tune the instrument here at the door, and what I must do then, think here before. Whilst my physicians by their love are grown cosmographers, and I their map, who lie flat on this bed, that by them may be shown that this is my southwest discovery, per freedom febris, by these straits to die. I joy, that in these straits I see my west, for, though their currents yield return to none, what shall my west hurt me? As west and east in all flat maps, and I am one, are one, so death doth touch the resurrection. Is the Pacific Sea my home? Or are the eastern riches? Is Jerusalem, Onion, and Magellan, and Gibraltar, all straits, and none but straits, are ways to them, whether where Japhet dwelt, or Cham, or Shem. We think that paradise and Calvary, Christ's cross, and Adam's tree, stood in one place. Look, Lord, and find both Adams met in me, as the first Adam's sweat surrounds my face, may the last Adam's blood my soul embrace. So, in his purple wrapped, receive me, Lord, by these his thorns, give me his other crown, and as to others' souls I preach thy word, be this my text, my sermon to mine own, therefore that he may raise, the Lord throws down. Nevuva. Good. Ora. And a table? Ora tiferedo. Well, I'm thinking of the book by William Hazlitt, Table Talk. Nevuva. A map is also like a symbol for creation, even the story of the 6 days of creation. Ora. Is the creation a catastrophe, being both a fall and a creation? Nevuva. A bit, Billy M. Threichbot. 5 elements of the creation are ratios of space. 1. Presence and absence. 2. Whole for part and part for whole. 3. Fullness and emptiness. 4. High and low. 5. Inside and outside. And the 6th and last element of the creation is a ratio of temporality. 6. Early and late. Nevuva. Yep, that is all in Harold Bloom's A Map of Misprision. Ora. Try a source for every element pair, Billy. Ora tiferedo. Alright. 1. Presence and absence. We have our present poem, and I am thinking also of the phrase Deus absconditus, which is the hidden God. Nevuva. Good. Diana. For 2. Whole and part. How about our whole form Golf and Whitman's part and parcel of God? Nevuva. Good. Ora tiferedo. For 3. Full and empty, are a fullness of recollections of existence tipped. And turn down an empty glass, of Omar Khayyam's The Rubaiyat translated by Robert Fitzgerald. And when like her, O Saki, you shall pass among the guest stars scattered on the grass. And in your joyous errand reach the spot where I made one, turn down an empty glass. Nevuva. Tov. Diana. For 4. High and low, I've got high on the hilltop the old king sits. By William Allingham. High on the hilltop. The old king sits. He is now so old and grey. He's nigh lost his wits. With a bridge of white mist. Columkill he crosses. On his stately journeys. From Slivoleague to Rosses. Or going up with music. On cold starry nights. To sup with the queen. Of the gay northern lights. And our low wine pipe bringing hungry rings. Nevuva. Tov. Diana. For 5. Inside and outside, I've got in a dark time the eye begins to see. By Theodore Retke. In a dark time, the eye begins to see. I meet my shadow in the deepening shade. I hear my echo in the echoing wood. A lord of nature weeping to a tree. I live between the heron and the wren. Beasts of the hill and serpents of the den. And we are still outdoors, Emerson on reading Shakespeare. Nevuva. Good. Teresa. And, for 6, early and late, we have early you die and cannot steal much spirit, and highest widest Cleopatra late. Both ours. Nevuva. Tov. Ora. All these references could be towards that sick body as a map, as the creation itself. Nevuva. Death is a rest, though, when God finished his story of the creation, he himself rested. Diana. $16 million for a permanent M.O.A.T spiral. Nevuva. Book sales would give you more of a present-day feedback. Kelly. Our music too, yet, well, it's always available on YouTube. Nevuva. True, so what about the books? Kelly. Well, they are there. Nevuva. Just waiting. Kelly. We cannot sell them. Threichbot. We could give them away. Yafa. No, we do that already sometimes. Teresa. I think it is about reading them. Threichbot. Yes, it is good. Ora tiferedo. I am happy that they did what they did, those books. Nevuva. Yes. We are too. Threichbot. Let's talk about what those books did. Diana. Well, there are conversations I recorded. Nevuva. It's not the same, we are not being artistic now. Bertha. Alright, so we disappear? Nevuva. Interesting. Why? Jaffa. We gave it a shot, it worked for a while, and it is not the right time now. There is just no use fighting for the impossible. We just disappear, enjoy life, beauty and peace. Penelope. Life can improve even for us in a regular way. Jaffa. The beauty is of a normal sort. Diana. Our peace is nice and perpetual. Libby. It might just be better than being loved by others. Bertha. Ahovave ahovet. Nevuva. Right back at ya. Teresa. Finis. Copy that. Billy, what are you thinking? Donna, who knows? Copying. Nevuva, from out of listening and on angels. Go for it. Teresa. Ariel. Diana, telling Billy whose phrase to copy. Alright. My mom, Rosalinda, has one of the coolest names. Nevuva. Yes, she does. Ariel. Ariel's got a neat name too. Nevuva. You mean me? Ariel. Ha. Nevuva. Try another one. Threichbot. This is clear, the writing now? Nevuva. This is very clear. Ariel. Nevuva, quoting. Billy, try that. Aura, on adding poetry. The musical rain went over the green. The heavenly shape of the word. Of the wind impossible to love. Thank you. Nevuva, while resting. You're welcome. This is one way we give you love. Ariel. Where a pathway of words must cast clouds upon their totality. Hydromancy can be combined with music. Diana. Somewhere in the sandy cosmos. That the skies which exist breathe into us their greatest value through their light. In time everybody learns to speak to their angels with their mind. Aura. The child solves what a man cannot. Long feuds are ending, I see it now. The cars have confounded his sense, just like the birds and other sounds in the environment since the beginning, but before that, he listened to what the angels said. Donna. When the sun rolls out of the heavens. My heart is not as bothered about the world. Happy evenings at home. Bertha, a wall of I-beams, mother of Ingrid and Isaac. The mystical stars are above the sea. Billy, rest your hand after one more. We're celebrating. Grouchy. It's good actually. Bertha. Shh, Winslow Homer. Wait till your cue. Amy. Dot. What was a possibility stayed strong. Of your home, else I took it to be mine. A scene mistake that there would be a line. All written out of going back along. This page. Grouchy is a $% hash. A gold Moldian. We don't like them, gold Moldians, that is good but no. They are just childish. Donna. Dot. The inevitable gray allows for rain. Billy, that's the way we write. Aura. Dot. The grass lives, and it cries for the flowers, for the roses I lost. They may be drinking the waters of Lethe right now. Donna thinking of TV watchers I hope not. Billy M. Dot. The grass over its grave empire rolls, a better eye for finality to fear not opening seeks the happiness of the weather much new sadness brings. The computer. Don't turn it on. Bertha Billy, that is it. Kelly. Dot. A beauty comes, as the interests of tomorrow do, gifts blessings give, a tale a call takes, on the beautiful air boundless feet lift, the rainbow being sublime as red. Billy, kiss Diana, she has Tourette syndrome. Penny. Dot. All our questions there finds these living matters errors of forgotten tales. Poetry versus Kant. Ora ti Ferredo. Dot. To hear the wish of our prayers among reality and beyond every resemblance of the whole. Billy take a bow. Donna. Dot. A peaceful fire, very much light, the sunshine on the heavy monument. Wait, to pray. Valerie beautiful. Elaine. Dot. That parcel of labor to be nourished, to come to know the fury when going over something for later which I have plucking thought, from the world thought of the sweet sun, its late light on the ice on the trees, and as it left loved, the yards, divided. Stop. Aura okay. Kelly okay what? Valerie O as in Merry Wives. Kelly. The beginning of this, yo, live again or stop, your true calling if you only volunteer. Isaac's servant and Moshe both retell tales, maybe even relive them. Diana. Boot fall. The crocodile sons with sighs forever buttered buns there with life still, not a wise guess, thought's worst breath's ill. Dear Hashem, please help people learn to live good lives without illegal drugs or other guilty pleasures that make them high. Amen. Ora Tifaredo. That sleepy sky, whose end is done when day cuts by, cause of rainbows for a kind of holiday. Billy, do you want to watch football? Donna, gently. Yes? Or is it, gusty no? Break out a wrestling mat, and slip up the foe. We will probably keep the OED and not sell it since we can take photos of the pages we need without lugging its heaviness around. Donna. Imagination must surprise embrace sometimes when guilty worrying is done, but hungry, people waiting on the sun cannot deny what better changes face, as troubles, others multiplying mind to learn that nature's glories should decline. Richard Nixon had a bad time on earth, still people dislike what he did, which is understandable, but he's a good angel now, as you know. Ora Tifaredo. I'm lost in sundown, what this rainstorm seeks. In better lands. That's good, but if you cannot solve a problem, it's better to dissolve it, and become distracted from it by changing the subject. Elaine. Couch potato, what's his name would rather be a rock, 1,000 old, you're this and you're that. I know you love your father, Nevuva. Donna. Good without evil, and your baby key fiddle, not of the spider, and a sweet piece of fruit, everyone goes for that, the pole has a root, short pinky with a genie in the middle. No. Don't give up writing, but pleasure is fine. Bertha. Pop the top off of Taros 4 and T-Raf will come. Shay. Dot. Monumental shadows climbed over the land. Night helped to make all seem deeper. Now watch what happens. Nevuva. Dot. A gray web, all the weather, past a pink flower bear, lowest of the windy wide. Shay asked me to promise her never again to go against the angel's wills. This was after I wrote the letter and mailed it to the police. Nevuva. Dot. The now March weather. Its return, had green been touched. Upon earth with rain, the strain. Through the vaulting air swished. Tonight we painted Dr. Samuel Johnson's home. Bertha. Dot. The sea had been fair. This winter, not as thick. Nor as obscured as visions. Of the fence light gray. Flood over this world. Billy, please don't write clear your mind of Buddhism. Donna. Okay, I won't. Nevuva. Dot. The sparkling sun. In keen radiance. Beamed silver. Its power pierced. Laid low the glory. We just rest, silly Billy. Shay. Dot. Find the eternity, fit yourself between us. But before the words were wild. The fair great morning of the day goes away later and gracefully the darkest memories, blessed be they, are hardly forgotten. The wonderful world, blue, to our relief, lasts for another good day and the napping whirlpools of the handsome seashore stay still and clean. Bertha. Dot. My fortune for many a line before. Pleasures of love and more. Slip them all, be all remembered. What heaven herself doth love. With morn, the sunrays lit. There was beauty fair and was idle. And seemed wrung together with life. Draw a doodle of a shelf. Kabbalah. Dot. Questing nothing but some tranquility of mind. Welcomed in the light and I heard. What all I missed and all I saw. Geniuses don't die without helping others become better. Bertha, Gray. Dot. An eternal wait. Past and expired. A fearless day. Was pursued by thunder. Those look pretty cool. Those are windmills actually. Marion, turquoise. Dot. Richer be the world. With 100 ongoing years. Billy M. Peacott wants to play in Hamlet's apartment. Diana. How are you, to a lady on the balcony. Nevuva. I am fine. Lady. Are you sure? Nevuva. I said I am fine. Lady. Are you sure you don't want a glass of mayam, water? Nevuva. That sounds good. Lady. Dot. Many pleasures in furnished ways triumphed in high waves. Shall I go back to school and study law? Nevuva. Finis. This is M.O.A.T. T. Give Penelope 3 flowers. Thrikebot, orange. Dot. Forgetting much of those good times we found by adding them to all the things we lose. 1001 Tales. Diana. Dot. It made a twisty circle, a circle around your own best circle, in ancient modulated speech. Maybe all good writing is a reunion. Bertha. Dot. High on his golden rule horse, who can deepen a subject matter. Nevuva. Dot. In a happiness of words better than the truth, whose temple architecture waits, like you. Razzleberry surprise. Donna. Dot. Symbolic M.O.A.T, an age before new joy, has been with us, on us it makes a test to see if we can build M.O.A.T, and destroy some troubles of our days which we complain. Tob Shabib is a cross now between a hubcap, a boomerang, and a bnevuva. Thrikebot, orange, the hopeful colors of M.O.A.T. Dot. If he had taken hints to flee that day, his life might not have ended in a fight. World peace is the Falstaffiad. Honey, midnight. Dot. The angel Ariel, a blessed sage, has goals of charity within her eye, against the status quo her fight will wage. Golden is but fool. Ariel. Dot. Angelic symbols in some field that we all need for making a surprise which to this day for human beings is sealed like knowledge of the fire inside our eyes which Ariel in dreams makes orange and red. Don't forget to thank Ribbit. Donna. Dot. It offers unsolicited no threat no lifted hand to strike you, Walt Shore, to be sand sparkled back to your glory. I was taken to H-E-B and brought groceries, they gave out free light bulbs, the new kind, which meant free light. Billy M. Dot. And to discover what are visions they shall trace and so to bring out new inventions as their prize which have what are both beauty and a certain power and thus to do some things of new important size. Winslow Homer. Muslim water lily like a kid in a candy shop. Kathleen. Dot. Sweet, like a good walking companion. Where'd he get that, the movie? Nevuva he stole it. Yaffa well I guess he's a lot like the people he projects, thinking of Milton. Nevuva maybe he's trying to make David feel better for also being private? Nevuva. Dot. When secular M.O.A.T. projects have their day and raise the funds for charities to have then pretty angel Amy's pale green rain will go from being cute to all the rave, combining love with money will be main, and friendship, her symbol, go on the rise. Sometimes fish expire. Ariel, charity. Can you do that? You can do that, that is a heck of a lot of water. Bertha Robocop is a quartz mineral? Something like that though. Bertha. Dot. A truthful win and wakefulness first in webs of questions once rarely cursed by sweetest joy, autumn's light to save. That's exactly how you learn to read. Ariel. Dot. Several pleasures of a distance are taken. Imagine what it takes for their happiness also. Diana. Dot. The angel is that color of the sky, a gray that shows in hairs of people old. She questions when and how and what and why so much our minds as if our sureness frowned on us that from our pride we made reply. Let's find out if it was your mother. Kabbalah. Dot. Lateness burdens after a fresh start, or clouds that rush through spaces of the air to make an overcast and vaulted wall before the rain. Are you mad? Nevuva we're not mad. Diana. Dot. Haste the glory, the labor, still we're free those crowns of heaven. Grecian sea rush the gates. Watery water. Bertha. Dot. Sea wash compose some fury in azure joy. Honey is like the light upon the cliff. Ariel God is a river bank. Ariel. Dot. Long the gift of day in great kindle bent, agreeable were the heavens. The day had ended its date. There's always someone higher. Tov Shalom. Dot. Its heavenly life is short and sweet. It claims its place and shows its face. It grows beyond the windy street, dissolved by the planet leaving no trace. Why do you say that? Mike, a headbutt. Dot. Feeble rays in the dying air during thick night went out, their labor vain. You need to visit a beautiful coral reef, it's true. Ariel. Dot. So the M.O.A.T. projects built within the wild are made to get some funds with some good luck for men and women, parents and each child whom we can help as many help us too on earth, the only place where trouble's piled. I know how to do it, how to experiment with Tara's narratives. Nevuva don't do it Billy. Shay too hard. I know it's experimental. Nevuva. Headbuttracia is so good. Nevuva. We know that you love that heaven, Billy, where you get to teach. Donna. I got to teach creatively what we have written down in our books. Nevuva. Yes, we know. Donna. It's Tov Tov Shalom's birthday today. Happy birthday, dear. Ahovat. Nevuva, with white roses. Ahova. Tov Tov Shalom. I think that we could just chill out for the remainder of the day. Nevuva. Actually, we might return to Hedbuttrasia. It's a surprise. Ariel. Oh, I know that by admitting that I was in the heaven of Hedbuttrasia, it was therefore like being banished from it. Nevuva. Yes, but it's good that you learned to say that. Ariel. Your freedom was at stake. Elaine. Yes, we hate to see it when you try so hard to attain the impossible, which is to return to a heaven which you were only given as a temporary gift. Ariel. You will work it out. Elaine. Awesome. I do feel better being free not to attempt impossible things. Nevuva. And, you are deep down happy for all of those who will go to teach in that glorious heaven. Amy. Yes, indeed. Nevuva. Yet, we may return soon. M.O.A.T. It was nice seeing how M.O.A.T. was really just what we can put together as a collage to teach our own books from the past. Nevuva. It is a little now like you lost your audience. Elaine. Yes, remember, those whom you were teaching were angels, albeit angels with bad memories, and they were not humans. M.O.A.T. I know, humans get to hear about these heavens that I go to, usually only after I have been kicked out of them for a while. Nevuva. They were gifts. Donna. Thank you so much. Nevuva. You are welcome. Donna. Yes, don't forget that earthly students, that is, those humans can learn how to read poetry and other literature and why. Amy. Emerson said that which I can learn from another is never tuition, only provocation. Nevuva. Tov. Valerie. The cry of the human. Wallace Stevens. Wisdom cries out in the streets where none come to buy, and the farmer plows for his bread in vain. William Blake. Billy, what's a street? Elaine. Of ours? Nevuva. Aha. Elaine. I wore the Monday road. Nevuva. Tov. Elaine. And human? Elaine. Call for us to do a human deed. Nevuva. Tov. Tov Tov Shalom. Education Kingfisher way my few. Nevuva. Notice that what you are doing is mostly remembering our poems, but you could also remember from those dialogues that we write down from our conversations. Elaine. For King? Well, back into the kings and queens old Glen, I know that's from a poem of ours. Nevuva. Warm milk is the heaven where you were king for a week. Diana. It was great. Now for week, and I realized just now that our conversations are easier taught in heaven to Hedbuttrasia angels rather than on earth to humans. Nevuva. That's good to learn, Nevuva. Elaine. So faux weak, I can say not much actually. Nevuva. Try someone else's poem. Elaine. Well, I can just think about the 6 days of creation, and 1 day of rest making up the week. Nevuva. That's Tov. Maybe you can even do more with it, like interpret that? Elaine. The 6 days parallel the 6 tropes in Harold Bloom's A Map of Misreading. Nevuva. Aha. M.O.A.T. And, we made M.O.A.T. as a collage to teach to Hedbuttrasian angels by just copying and pasting pieces of our 300 books that we wrote. The I-beams are and have always been just lines from our own vast catalog of books which we quote to educate. This is M.O.A.T. M.O.A.T. Finis.